This episode, we cover daily deals, recycling common household items, and lessons learned from a Spokester. This is the Living Young and Free Show, giving the 25 and under crowd tips, tricks, and hacks to get the most out of your money. Hi, I'm Cheryl, and welcome to episode 39. First up, we have Alex, who's going to break down the daily deal sites.
Thanks, Cheryl. Alex Oliver here with Young and Free Tennessee. Today we are talking about daily deal sites, and if you ever follow my blog at youngfreetennessee.com, you've probably heard me talk about these before. They include sites like Groupon.com, Steep and Cheap, WhiskeyMilitia.com, which is not for bourbon, it's actually a daily deal site, and Woot.com. There's a ton of others, and you probably have one of their apps on your phone, or if you don't, you need to check it out. But they're a great way to save a ton of money, but remember that these deals are only good if they're taken advantage of. Don't let these deals slide by you or go unused, because there's nothing worse than wasted money.
If you use social daily deals, to not purchase ones that you're not going to use. Don't waste your money on something that you could save money on if you're going to use them, but you don't end up using and you've wasted that money.
I like Living Social. It's just like a regional sales site. Just be careful. Look into what you're going to buy before you actually buy it. I bought some sunglasses once and they didn't really fit my face right, so.
Yo, what's going on, Young Free Tennessee? My top 3 daily deal websites are Groupon.com, Woot.com, and WhiskeyMilitia.com. All 3 are really cool. All 3 can save you like 50 to 90% off whatever you're buying. Always when you're buying daily deals, read the fine print. You don't want to buy something and turns out it's not redeemable at that location. So always read the fine print and make sure you're buying it from a legit website too.
So there you have it, guys, your take on daily deal sites. Remember that 27% of gift cards last year went unused. That is a ton of wasted money. And another final thing to remember is that if you get a gift card to somewhere you don't normally shop that's really pricey, you may end up spending more money to save money, which is actually going to be counterproductive. So just make sure that when you're using these things, you're doing it wisely. But otherwise, daily deal sites can be a fantastic thing. That's it from me, Alex Oliver, signing out with the Living Young and Free Show. Back to you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Alex. I'm going to get my Groupon coupon word. Next up, for those of you who love alliteration, Rob reviews reducing, reusing, and recycling.
Hey guys, it's Rob from Young Free St. Louis, and today we're talking about different ways to reuse common household items. Now, even if you recycle, there's always a few extra things you can do to cut down on waste, or at least give second life to something you were going to throw out. So here's a few tips from wisebread.com. The first item is dish soap bottles. Use an old thoroughly clean dish soap bottle or any squeeze bottle to get the perfect amount of pancake batter onto a hot griddle, or use it as an easy way to fill up an iron with water or just to water hard-to-reach plants. Next are egg cartons. Old egg cartons can be great for freezing individual small portions of things like cookie dough batter or meatballs, and also make great single-serving Jell-O molds. You can also cut off the top of these and use them to separate change or to plant seedlings for a garden. Now you're going to want to make sure your cartons are well cleaned before you use them, especially if you're storing food in them. The third tip uses old t-shirts. I actually take advantage of using old t-shirts a lot, especially those with holes in them. If you cut them in half, they make great rags, or if the t-shirt has a particular meaning to it and you're sewing machine savvy, you can sew them into a blanket and keep it as a memento like my mom did with old band t-shirts from high school. Next, we have paper towel rolls. My favorite use for paper towel rolls are to keep shorter extension cords untangled, but Wisebread also suggests using them to organize hair bands and hair clips, to roll your linens around the empty rolls to keep them crease-free, or to put them in your knee-high boots to keep them from slouching over while being stored in your closet. So, have at it, ladies. Last, we have shoe boxes. Now, I'm personally not an organization freak, but I do like when everything has its place because it makes it a lot easier to find what I'm looking for. Shoeboxes are a great way to organize things like electronics cables, CDs and DVDs, or anything else you can think of to be stored in a closet or on a shelf. Now, if the shoeboxes are going to be out in the open, you can always decorate them with wrapping paper or just label them to make things a lot easier to find. Now, you don't have to be a hardcore environmentalist to do your part and cut down on waste, so the next time you're about to throw something out, stop and think if that item can be put to better use. Until next time, this is Rob Cartwright signing off. Back to you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Rob. Another great idea of how to use old t-shirts, for girls or guys with long hair, is to cut a strip off the bottom and use it as a headband. To close our show, with his final segment, Josh shares the lessons he's learned during his time as Spokester.
Hey everyone, it's Josh from Young Free Texas, and I want to share a couple of things with you that I've learned over the past year. Number one, you're probably in college right now. I'm assuming you are. You're trying to save money because you're poor, most likely because you're in college. I know that's the case with me. Look for scholarships. Right now, because you're in college, this is going to be the only time in your life that people want to give you money for doing very, very little or comparatively little to what you would normally have to do to make money. Number two, stop spending money. You don't need it. You don't need half the stuff you own. I'm looking around my room right now. There are so many things in here that I did not need to buy. So my advice to you is when you are going somewhere out with friends or anywhere and you know that it's a place where you can spend money, write no on your hand. And lastly, the very best advice I can give to you is to live without regrets. Everything you've ever wanted to do, whether it's write the book, make the movie, whatever it is, there's a way to do it at an affordable price. I'm sure there's a way to make what you want to happen. But do research when you're trying to make that happen, because otherwise you could just end up wasting a bunch of money and time and not get anything you've ever wanted to accomplish done. So do a little research before you dive into your heart's project, but just make sure you do at least dive in. But it's too early. There's no. I have so much to give them. I'm afraid that I am needed elsewhere, and I must go. But do not worry, for we shall be together.
Thanks, Josh. Okay, now I'm almost certain you're part of the Matrix. But seriously, thank you so much for everything you've done during your time as spokesperson. I have never learned so much about ninjas, samurais, and pirates, and financial things too. And you will definitely be missed here. And that's our show. If you have any feedback or ideas for upcoming episodes, feel free to comment below or email me at livingyoungandfree@gmail.com. And be sure to join us next time for more great tips, tricks, and hacks on how to make the most of your money.
Young and Free is a credit union movement that gives young people a voice, a head start, and useful information.